Brodes Media.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Brodes. The Phillies do win a series in Chicago, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't stunned after they got annihilated by the Mets in Citi Field. After what I saw Friday night where their offense looked pathetic again, getting shut out in Wrigley to start the series off, I didn't see this coming. Now, by no means am I all now, woohoo! They got a long way to go before I buy back into anything. It was still a shit road trip going 2-4 when they were away from CBP. So it wasn't really pleasant. I'm just stunned that it ended the way that it did, but that's not going to have me losing sight of the reality here. Now, I'm way more annoyed than I am happy. And to prove that to you, I have 7 things to discuss that are going to make my toes curl in frustration. And then there's 3 things that will put a smile on my face. So that's the distribution. 70% pissed, 30% smile. Take that for what it is. That's just the honest truth. Let's start with why I can't stand this group still. They scored 1 run through 9 innings on Sunday Night Baseball. They got shut out Friday night, as I mentioned. The hell is that? Tell me. The fuck is that? It's a piss poor offense. And it continues to be a piss poor offense. It's not going to fly. It's just not good enough. And that has been consistent throughout the entire year so far, is the offense being flat. The offense not producing enough. And I actually had to hear right after the game was over on the ESPN broadcast, which brings me into point number 4 here, I guess. I guess I'm not going in order. Trey had the balls to look in that camera and say the team felt that they've been getting unlucky to start the year. That's the problem with this team. That's not accountability. That's not actually really digesting problems. Just making excuses. You're getting unlucky. That's how this team feels. This group, when they try and assess what's going on, and truth be told, I guess they're really not even trying to assess what's going on. They feel nothing's wrong. They think it's just unfair what's been happening. It can't be true. Or it is true. What you're doing is not good enough. It's not unlucky. It's who you are. And the fact that they keep running away from that is why we're getting what we're getting. Listen here. What Rob Thompson said Friday night postgame should be a fireable offense. And I've said with Dave Dombrowski that he's done many, many things that have been fireable offenses, which just shows you where this team is currently. And I've said it a couple times about Rob with some of the things that he said or done. Again, which shows you that this is so out of whack and so chaotic. I shouldn't have been mentioning that this many times since this season began, but here I am. It was the 7th inning Friday night. They didn't do a damn thing offensively that night. It was 1st and 2nd, no outs. And what do you know? They failed. And Rob Thompson said that that was the moment he felt there needed to be something different that went down. And I think we can all agree, okay. But he expanded. You know, some of the other times when we had runners in scoring position, we had 2 outs. So we really only had 1 chance at it. I'm not going to crush the guys for that. What? That's the manager. You do know there's 3 outs per inning. 3. So when there's 2, there's a job that needs to be done. You have to fucking hit the baseball and score runs. What do you think is going to be important in the playoffs, Rob? You don't think 2-out hits are going to be huge? You don't think 2-out knocks, 2-out RBI, 2-out clutch hits aren't going to be the difference in winning or losing a playoff series, Rob? That's the attitude this team plays with. On top of, they've just been unlucky. I can't shake that. No, it makes me very uncomfortable. And it's disappointing that that's the way this team plays. That's not fun to root for. It's a loser mentality. Can't have it. All right, to Trey Turner again. Whoop-de-damn-do. He had a couple of hits on Sunday night. His defense sucks again. He can't apply tags. And now he's starting to cost Luzardo 19 extra pitches in an inning, which is detrimental. It didn't happen to be on that specific night because, yes, the offense did explode randomly, which I was stunned to see. But it is no longer crisp, smooth Trey Turner the way he started the season with a purpose defensively. It's already starting to fade. There's already starting to be wear and tear, and you're getting the glimpses of this is an abomination. This is a disgusting version defensively that's costing someone who's pitching a legitimate gem 20 extra pitches in an inning. That's dirty work. That is so disappointing. And I just project that to continue because it seems to me the more and more you get into the grind of the season, the more and more he loses focus, and that's when these are going to pop up more. So do not be surprised if we get a collection of just terrible defensive execution out of Trey Turner moving forward, because once it begins, well, you get back to who you are. It's like Rob. What did Rob do in the beginning? He showed urgency. If somebody failed, the next day they were batting 8th. If somebody didn't do something right, the next day they were out. If something wasn't perfect, bada bing, bada boom, we're making changes, bang, 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 here we go. Now, 2-out hits. I mean, we can't ask these guys to do 2-out hits. I mean, that's crazy. Soft. We'll be good. Don't worry about it. We'll be good. We'll be good. We're too good. We'll be good. We'll be good. We're too good. Our guys are too good. We'll be good. Or you're fucking up because you're not as good as you think you are, and you're just lackadaisical about it all, where there needs to be more of a focus. I'm just spitballing. I've seen this story a billion times. I know what it is. But I digress. Rojas is horrible. He was so bad to the point where he costed you a run defensively, which is the only thing he can do is help you defensively. No. That ball out in center field needs to be caught. It costed the Phillies a run. Then the whole bunt disaster. He doesn't know how to bunt, which then ruins a leadoff man on because he rolls into a double play. So now that inning is completely killed. And don't even get me started on what he tried to do late. And JT Realmuto gets thrown out at home because your 9-hole hitter is non-existent. It's so bad. It is so terrible that is all you can try and do. And Dave Dombrowski entered the season with that again. And Brandon Marsh is in AAA. And that's what he thought was good enough. He paid Max Kepler how much money? It's the Whit Merrifield thing. How much did he spend on Whit Merrifield? Stunk. How much did he spend on Max Kepler? Stunk. We'll find out about Romano. He happened to make my I'm happy with you list. Can you believe it? But that was a good chunk of change too. Prior to this outing, we thought, all right, there's another one. That is just absolutely getting shredded in the trash and more waste of money if you're John Middleton. I apologize if I'm not celebrating as much as you want me to be celebrating today. But I actually leave Chicago more frustrated than I do woohoo. This didn't impress me. Merriweather in the 10th inning, that didn't impress me. Sure, boom, sac fly, cool. They had one hit in that 10th, and it was an infield single. Where's this offense? Now, Nick Castellanos got screwed by a half inch out there in left field, and I thought that was going to be a bomb. So as I watched it, I went, yep, no, that's going to carry. No doubt about it. Or that's going to catch sort of that spot right there. Oh, my God. And then, of course, because of the way Phillies baseball has been going this season, we all chalked it up to, oh, yeah, they're going to find a way to lose, especially without going back to Jose Alvarado, going with Romano. It had disaster written all over it, but he looked good. He's got a long way to go, though, before I start buying in, because I bought in after those 2-3 outings of tipping pitches. He's no longer tipping. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. They dug themselves such a hole with me emotionally, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get yourself out of this before I got the pom-poms going. Sorry, and it won't take a national series to do it. That's what's coming up next. It won't. Here's what's 7th on my list. So far, we touched on getting shut out Friday and 1 run through 9 on Sunday. Rob Thompson discussing 2-out hits. Trey Turner costing you 19 pitches and not knowing how to apply a tag. Trey Turner saying that they've just been unlucky. Rojas with his double play and bunt nonsense. I'm just annoyed because I didn't see the offense do anything special in the 10th. Merriweather was just terrible, and that made me annoyed. And number 7 is Bryce. Yo, dude. Not above criticism. Bryce Harper's been awful. He had a couple game stretch where he started to tattoo the ball. It's bad. It's bad. When we run through the batting lineup and we run through the batting average for these cats and we say, wow, can you believe Bohm's hitting 220? Can you believe this guy's hitting 235? How about this guy not living up to the expectation? Well, Bryce Harper's in the 230 range. 230? Woof. You got 75-mile-per-hour curveballs hanging. To be fair, I understand the velocity is very, very slow, and that will definitely cause problems. But there's no way, shape, or form I should be sitting here watching Bryce Harper bat 230 this deep into the season, especially with the team so out of sync. When the team is this uncomfortable, when the team is this tragic, when the team is this dysfunctional, that's when I need Bryce Harper to do the most. That's when I need Bryce to be there. If he gets on base and others struggle behind him, or if people are struggling in front of him, hey, that's out of his control. But I need him to be him. And I do expect there to be the traditional Bryce Harper 3-week run where he starts to rip through a 400 batting average and he smacks 4 home runs in 3 straight games and he gets red hot. But now, please. Now, please. This is maybe the 2nd or 3rd show that I'm begging for it, anticipating it to happen right after I say it. And it hasn't happened. Maybe it takes a Nationals team. I don't know. And the last thing I want to hear is their record's not that terrible. And if they could beat a Chicago team on the road without Bryce actually doing anything yet, what's it mean when he does? I don't know what it means, because what helped you survive is your good starting pitching. Now, I know you got offense in that second game, but Luzardo, gem. Knowles, gem. Your pitching, that's what helps you survive. Do you have the actual bats to match that? I thought they would have bats to match that intensity and to be just as good as their starting pitching can be. And then you have the bullpen issues where even if you do have offense driving, that could probably fall on a night where your Kirkerings and your Stroms and everybody else just seems to fail miserably because there's no cohesion. There's no complementary baseball that goes on with this group. It's not as if it's football where your offense, defense, special teams all clicking. It seems like when one's doing good, one sucks, and then one's below average, and then another one does great, but then your starter has a stinker, and Taijuan Walker throws 90 pitches in 3 innings, but then your bullpen actually gives you a little bit of a chance to stay in the dogfight, but then your offense is shit. And it's just one thing after the other with this team. All right, you want to get into positive? I got some positives. Well, here's a real positive. That's Green Lawn Fertilizing. Green Lawn Fertilizing. And my lawn is looking glorious. Glorious. Wow. I look outside and I get excited. I mean, I really, really do. All right, Green Lawn Fertilizing is based in the Philadelphia area. They're the best in market. Experts in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. They're so knowledgeable, they've created their own custom blend that will have your lawn recovering. I didn't pay attention to my lawn because I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. Don't be like me. I decided it's time to actually pull my head out of my rear end and focus on my lawn and my house looking beautiful. And it is starting to look so sexy that my neighbors are coming up to me asking what the hell I'm doing. How the hell did I get it to look this crisp? My friends over at Green Lawn Fertilizing. And right now is so important. I can't express that enough. Right now, you have to get started. They are offering 2 free treatments and 10% off for all of you right now. So make sure you check the link down below in the description, which will take you right to their website through my link. It'll tell them that Brodes sent you. Make sure you get started today. All right, Aaron Nola. How dare all of you out there? I had to sit here through his first X amount of starts. Brodes, this guy sucks. Brodes, this guy's terrible. Winless. 6-something ERA. How about the fact that when he starts, we get about 6 runs total in 6 starts? You know what I mean? How about that? We barely get any offensive production. Who's winning when you're getting 1 run every single damn time you start, essentially, when you get your averages? But I digress. Did that not look like Noah's to you? Was that not I'm the fucking man, Aaron Nola? Was that not the ew, let's fucking go, Aaron Nola? I'm dialed in. I'm focused. I'm elite. My pitches got zip. My pitches got movement. I'm throwing paint jobs, Mona Lisas left and right and finding the perfect spots in the box. That was ew. That was sexy. That was filthy. That made me horny. That was gross. Aaron Nola. I mean, I knew he had it in him. No balls over the fence. No home runs allowed. It's been a couple of those starts, actually, this year where he hasn't allowed a homer. I was told he was going to allow 40 this season, and I remember I told that caller to stick it where the sun doesn't shine. That ain't happening. It was a rough start for him. That was the best he's looked all year against a good team on the road, and now we're grooving. Now Knowles is, shaking off the cobwebs a little bit. That wasn't him. And that wasn't him. Okay? I'm not doing this again. Where they're, typical Nola. That's not typical Nola. Tell me the last time he started out 0 with a 6.5 ERA. That's not traditional Nola. What we saw today, that's how you get the 200 innings, the 200 Ks, the 3.5 ERA that Aaron Nola provides for you. You get these. Start after start, you get these. All right, that's on the Aaron Nola front. Happy number 2. Luzardo. Holy smokes. This is, whoa. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. It actually makes me think of a negative. Christopher Sanchez. This whole we escaped the forearm thing. Who escapes forearm injuries? Even if you're not in trouble now, I don't expect them to just escape a forearm injury. I just think this prolongs the issue or pushes the issue back. I'm just being honest. And I thought of that because Luzardo was great, and I do like this starting staff. And then I started to think, all right, well, Knowles, and, then Wheels, and Luzardo, Sanchez. I'm scared about that. Oh, he had a catch, and now he feels good. Well, that's not throwing 97 and 98 competitively, trying to strike out the best hitters on planet Earth for 5, 6, 7 innings in a start every 5 days. That's not the same thing. So we'll see. But once you see forearm, I automatically go worst case scenario. No matter what, the doctor said, ooh, we escaped. Well, what does that mean? Did you actually escape to the point where he's never going to have a forearm problem this season and it just randomly decided to happen that day? Or it's just going to happen again and you have to monitor it and baby it and then eventually the inevitable happens. Do you know what I mean? How many people escape that? I don't think that's something that you escape. I think there's just truth to it. But anyway, we're on the happy side. 3, Romano. Maybe he's done tipping pitches. I don't know. We'll see. The velocity stuff, well, that wasn't really... I thought that was going to be the end-all, be-all as once his velocity ticked back up. But that didn't help. But then the tipping pitch, I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it. The tipping pitches thing. I'll believe it when I see it. That was the problem. We'll see. All right, to the phones.
Yo, what's up, Brodes? What a nice win today. Because after starting the road trip 0-4, there's no way that I thought that the Phillies were going to win the last 2 games of this series. Maybe a game. But I was like, this team is about to go 1-5 on this road trip. So they at least managed to win the last 2 games of the series, fighting through a little bit of adversity. Got to give them credit where credit's due.
I do appreciate the optimism, and this was my one fear, though. I remember I was on with Rob Ellis this morning, and I talked about it a little bit, that what they're going to do is they're going to win tonight, and then people are going to feel good because they won the series. But, when you say, oh, they're going to go 1-5, they went 2-4. I mean, it's not good. It's not good. So I can't allow the series win to actually overshadow. And I'm not saying you're wrong to do that. Everyone is entitled to feel the way that they feel. If this is something that you want to grab optimism for on the big picture front, by all means, that is okay. But I personally, when I hear that, I thought it was going to be an awful road trip, but then they won 2 out of 3, especially with them winning or losing game 1 in Chicago. Well, 2-4 stinks. I'm just personally, 2-4 stinks, but I'll let you continue.
Aaron Nola pitched his ass off today. 7 innings of work by Knowles. Pitched great. By far his best start of the year. And this might be Nola's best start, maybe going back into September of last year as his best start. I mean, he was in control. He was dominant. Barely walked guys. I believe he only had 1 walk today, and that was through 6 1/3. Just great stuff today. And I really want to give a guy credit to, before I'm done with this call, Jose Alvarado. This dude is a little shaky at sometimes, but this dude so far this year has answered the bell. Now, granted, there's a long season left, but he has been pitching his ass off this season. He's 3-0 with a 2.1 ERA. We got to give Jose Alvarado some credit. This dude comes in. He pitched 2 innings against the Mets in the last game of the series. He comes in, pitches a scoreless inning, strikes out Suzuki on a nasty sinker. Beautiful.
Well, I thought the pitch was high, no matter what that little graphic showed. But I agree, Jose Alvarado's been great. My problem is they don't have any other arms, so they're just going to end up burning him into the ground by halfway through the season because they can't rely on anybody else. That's why someone needs to step up. Did you hear that story about how much caffeine he drinks? How much coffee he loves? I love coffee. I drink a ridiculous amount of coffee. When I look around right now, I got an empty large Dunkin' Donuts coffee right there. I got an empty large Dunkin' Donuts coffee right here. And I got an empty Dunkin' Donuts large iced coffee right there. That's 3. I should throw them out. There's a trash can right there. Shame on me. I'm an addict. I'll probably have a cup of Joe tonight when I publish this and upload this. I love coffee. I drink it nonstop. This dude has 73,000 espresso shots a day, and then he goes and takes the field. No wonder why sometimes his fastball is 102, and it's 8 feet high, and he's on the mound. He's probably shaking. He probably doesn't even know what the hell's going on. If he's at CBP and it's a playoff game, and the fans are going nuts, and the fans are going so crazy that it feels like the ballpark is legitimately shaking, and here he is running onto the field, and his heartbeat's going. They do one of those fancy light shows, and it's the 9th, and it's this big deal. I'm saying this in all seriousness. How does he not collapse? How does he not fall over from an extreme caffeine rush, adrenaline rush? I don't understand. I'd have to imagine that he physically feels like he's wobbling and in this vortex of not being real. That's not normal. That's not healthy. I don't even know how he sleeps. There's some times where I'm staring at the ceiling at night. It's 2, 3 a.m. and I go, damn it. Yeah, I definitely am wired. But I'm not even getting nearly as close as what he's doing. I mean, that's nuts. You know it's nuts when I'm saying it's nuts. When how much coffee you're drinking, it's nuts. Let's take the next call.
Hey, Brodes, I think that last night was this comeback of Jordan Romano. I think that this is the start of it all. I think we're all going to be like looking down and seeing that ERA just drop as the games go by. Oh, he's at 11 now. He's going to be at 9. He's going to be at 8. I think by the end of the season, he's going to be at a really healthy number. I think he's going to be great for us. I got high hopes for the guy now. All right, that's all I got.
All right, listen, I record the night of, so I think he planned on me recording tomorrow maybe, and that's why he said last night. But anyway, I hope it goes down. I got news for you. If it goes up, we got a problem. It was sniffing 15 for a while. If it goes north, now I feel like an asshole. I do. My number one rule is I keep it 100, and I just tell you how I feel. And I stand by that. But taking those first 2 calls, everyone's feeling good. And, hey, Romano's going to be excellent for it. We got Romano's going to be excellent for us. And I thought we were going to go 1-5. Now I'm at least happy they didn't go 1-5, even though they went 2-4. And I'm sitting here being the bad guy. I'm just saying they've done so much dirty stuff to me in a bad way. They did me dirty for so long this season that there's no way a series win where you get shut out in one game and you score 1 run through 9 innings in the 3rd game. And Rojas is terrible defensively and offensively, and Trey's defense is a problem, and Rob Thompson's messaging's awful, and Bryce Harper's bad, and that's great. They won this series, but if that stuff continues, which I do project Rob Thompson's messaging to be lackadaisical, I do project Trey Turner's defense to still be awful. I don't think Bohm's going to do much more than just kind of, flirt around what he's kind of, maybe he's a tick better, but I don't think he's going to be good enough. So if all this stuff continues, then full body of work, I think I know where this ends. And this ends with me being angry again. So it's got a long way to go to win me back. And I do this every day, and I react to games on the day-to-day, and they're going to win games. So I'm trying not to be miserable down the road when they win games, because that's not my idea and my belief. It's not what I want to do to my core, but until they do something that swings me. That's how this always goes. There's always something that swings me into feeling better. There's a moment. There's a big key detail. There's something that happens that I go, whoa, I didn't know they had them in that, or had that in them. The one that I keep referencing whenever I do is the second half against Cincinnati with this most recent Eagles run. When they played the second half of Cincinnati, that was the first time that team showed me that they had something specific that I didn't know that they had. And it made me believe a little bit. Well, I'm waiting for something to happen to make me believe more with this team. I need more than what I've gotten. It's going to take more than a Wrigley Field series win and going 2-4 on a road trip. And it's going to take more than beating the Nationals, right? I'm just being honest. But I'm waiting for something to grab me. Because to this point, you know what I mean? All right, that's going to do it. You guys are the best. I love you. Go Phils. Talk to you on the next one.